All right, getting live and ready for some yoga. Welcome to this class. If you're here live, fantastic. Write a comment, let me know you're here. And if you're watching this as a replay, great. I'm glad you're joining this class. My name is Phoebe, and we're going to be doing 60 minutes of a yoga flow, particularly for strengthening your body today. Less for flexibility and more for strength. You're going to want some water nearby, and you're going to need something to do your yoga practice on, like a towel, a rug, or a yoga mat. Or I'm using a Tada rug. It's an oversized yoga mat that also serves as an area rug. If you ever choose to get one, you can get 10% off using the code Phoebe. All right, that's all you're gonna need. Take care of your body, modify as you need to, have fun. I hope you work up a little sweat in this yoga for strength class. Let's get started. We're gonna start in a standing position on your mat or on your Tada rug. Good, I'm just gonna adjust the camera. So come to standing, super tall, heart high, shoulders down. And you're gonna close our eyes and take 5 big breaths. As your eyes are closed, squeeze your inner thighs together and think of your ankles moving apart left to right. Got 2 more breaths. Each inhale lifting the roof of your mouth, each exhale grounding down through your tailbone. Next, inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. Big breath in, look up. Exhale, flat back, fold forward. Let your head bow. Shake it yes, shake it no. Shift forward and back just a little bit. Step your feet together. Bend both knees and rise up to a chair pose. Great. Sink weight into your heels. Arms can be where you'd like, maybe cactus arms, or reach your arms high to the sky. Shoulders dropping down. Narrow your ribs in, feel your tailbone getting heavy, and shift the weight back as your heart lifts. There's a tug of war between your hips sinking low, your heart lifting high. Neutralize the neck. You might gaze down slightly, gaze up only if that's comfortable for you. Squeeze your inner thighs together. You can even bring your hand in between them for a moment and really try to smash your hands. And then at the same time, think of those ankles moving outward without actually moving them. This is going to help open up, or I'm sorry, not open, strengthen the outer hip. So we're not just utilizing the thighs, we're also working the outer hip muscles. Good. Then soften where you can. So that might be the jaw, the forehead, the throat. And deepen your breath. Each inhale, feel the ribs expand left to right. And each exhale, sink just a little bit deeper into your legs. Really drop the shoulders, wrapping the shoulder blades down your back. The palms are going to be almost facing one another, so there's a rotation in the arms at the shoulder joint. The pinkies moving inward, the thumbs moving outward. We're soft on the toes, but we've got the 3 corners of our feet down, the left and right sides of the ball of your foot, and then the heel, making that triangle of your foot, all 3 corners on the floor. Nice. Think a little bit lower. Without straightening your legs, imagine like you're trying to straighten them. So you're pushing the floor away, but you resist yourself and stay in a deep bend in the legs. Re-soften the shoulders, re-soften the jaw. We're going to take 5 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Deeper breath. 2 more. Last one. Big breath in and out. Fold forward. Good. Let the back of the neck be long. Legs pressed towards straight. It's okay if they have a bend in them. Give your head a little shake. Another breath here. Good. Bend both knees. Rise up to chair pose again. Arms go high. This time we're going to shift forward onto your toes. Lift up both heels. squeeze your ankles together and imagine as if you have a tattoo on the front of your ankles and you're trying to show it off. So you're really trying to push the front of the ankles forward, lifting the heels up high. Good. Make sure you're not popping the chest out, trying to do a back bend. Keep the core engaged, keep the spine long. Keep the shoulders soft. Keep squeezing the shins towards one another and the inner thighs towards one another. Good. Breathe, lifting up the heels. You can always use the wall for balance in any of these challenging postures. 2 more breaths. Really push the floor away through the left and right side of the ball of your foot. 1 more breath. Straighten legs, fold forward. Good. Another breath in and out. Inhale, rise all the way up. Straight legs this time. Hands go high. And exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your hands to your hips. Right foot stays down. Left foot is going to step way back behind you, coming into a high lunge. In this high lunge, hips face forward. Front knee is over ankle, pointing over those middle toes. Back knee can be bent or straight. Push your back heel down. Push your front heel down and think of dragging it backwards. As you press the back foot down and think of dragging it forwards. Nice. Stacking shoulders right over the hips. Option to stay right here or add on. Adding on means inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, sweep the arms back, hover the torso right above your front thigh without actually laying on it. Push that front heel down. Inhale, sweep back up again. Exhale, sweep and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep the deep bend in the front knee. Step your back leg forward to meet the front, chair pose. Ooh. Hello, are you feeling strong? All right, stand up. Stand onto your right leg. Lift up your left. Good. Hold it. Heart open, collarbones wide. Stay for another breath. Step the left leg way back behind you again. Come back to that lunge. Hands go up, breath in. Exhale, step forward, back to the balance. Use the wall as you need to for support. Inhale, step back. Exhale, take it forward. Inhale, step back. Exhale, forward. Moving slow, no rushing. Last time, inhale, step back. Exhale, take it forward. Both knees bend, feet together, chair pose, hands go high. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, stand up, hands come to your hips. Left leg plants down, right leg steps way back behind you. Come into high lunge on this side. Take the time to get your footing. Make sure your feet are separated hip distance apart. Separated left to right. Deep bend in your front knee, pointing the tailbone straight down, kicking back through your back heel. Hands go high to the sky. And again, you can just hold or add on that breath and movement. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering your torso, heart reaches forward. Inhale, up. Exhale to lower. Inhale. The legs don't move. It is just the torso moving. Keep the front toes soft. Keep that triangle of your foot pushing down. Really kick through the back heel, keeping that back knee long. Good. Inhale, hold it up this time. Keep the bend in your front knee. Step forward to chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, stand up, hands by sides. Stand into the left foot, lift your right knee. Standing in a balance, left leg pushing down into the floor to help you stand taller and grow taller. Drop the shoulders, soften your eyes. Then step your right leg way back behind you. Lunge, inhale, hands go up. Exhale, return back to the balance at the front of your mat, right leg hovering. Sync up your breath now. Inhale to step back. Exhale to step forward. Take as many steps as you need to make this happen. Have confidence in yourself, regardless of what it looks like, that you are strong enough and that you are getting stronger. Good, take one more. Stay in the balance. Right foot steps next to left, bend both knees, chair pose, hands go high. 5 breaths. 4. Think a little bit deeper. It's okay if your chest lowers. 2 more breaths. Back of your neck long. 1 more, big inhale. Open mouth, sigh it out. Stand up. Bring hands to hips. Separate feet hip distance, and with a flat back, fold all the way forward over your legs. Let your head relax. Soften your lower back. Soften your shoulders. Lift your chest, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Good. Feet still separated hip distance. Heels spinning outward just slightly. Looking for a long flat back. It's okay if your knees are bent. Then inhale, rise to toe tips, lift up heels. Exhale, drop them down. Good, we're gonna do that 9 more times. Inhale, and exhale to lower. 8, 7, 6, pushing equally between right and left sides of the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your heels as low as you can. Give them a little stretch. Good, then step your left foot inward. Reach your right leg high to the sky. Flex the right foot, point the toes and knee to point straight down to the floor of the right leg. 10 more times to the left ankle. Inhale, lift and lower. Good, really keep going, but keep shrugging the shoulders away from the ears. Try to engage the muscles of your upper back to push the floor away from you. Good, that was 5. We'll take 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing that left heel down. Then drop the right foot down and lift the left. Good, 10 times. Keep going. Spread the fingers super wide. Push the base of your fingers down into the ground. Keep lifting the hips up as high as they can go. Good. That was 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the right foot down. Walk both feet to the front of your mat to meet your hands. Have a seat on your sit bones. Extend your legs back behind you. Bring your hands by your hips and lift your legs towards the sky. Squeeze inner thighs together, squeeze ankles together. Knees can be bent, or you can start to straighten the legs up towards straight. Your choice, doesn't matter. Hands can stay behind you, or you can bring them by your sides, palms face up, rolling the triceps inward and the biceps outward to help lift and lengthen your chest side to side. Squeeze the legs together. If you're having trouble squeezing them together, put something in between them, like a pillow or a block or anything, your hand even, so you're actively squeezing inward. Nice. Now really lift your lower back up and away from the floor. If it feels like it's collapsing down, keep your fingers behind you. Good. We're here for 5, 4, squeeze inward, 3, soften your forehead, 2, exhale, lower down to a low boat. So in this shape, you can definitely have your forearms down by your sides. You can also have your knees bent as you need to. I really want you to think of dropping the belly into the lower back vertebrae. So it's like you're trying to smush the spine with your ab muscles. Good. Get your spine as long as you can from your tailbone at the crown of your head, and then lengthen your legs through your inner thighs, your inner shins, your inner ankles, even through your inner big toes. Now push your lower back down towards the floor. If you need to lift your legs, do it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise all the way up, back to that starting position. Take a big breath in and out. In and out. One more. Good. Plant your feet and roll all the way down to your back. When you get there, lift up your legs so your knees stack above your hips and your feet lift as high as your knees. Hands reach to the sky, inhale, and exhale, curl up the upper body. Now, very similar shape to what we just did. Lower belly is pushing down, inner thighs are squeezing together, shoulders are soft, and you've got those triceps rolling in, biceps rolling out, pushing the lower belly down into the back, pushing the back down into the mat. Take another breath, and exhale, release. Good, we're going to do that again, so catch your breath. Then inhale, lift up legs, lift up arms, soften shoulders, and curl up the upper body. It should feel as if you're trying to bow with your chest. If you were just doing a bow after doing a performance, you got that curtsy motion, bow motion with the heart and with the ribs. Good, one more breath. And lower down, take another breath in and out. And lift up the legs again. Last time here. Arms go to the sky. Breathe in. And exhale, curl up. Breathe out. Good. Everything squeezes inward. Hollow the belly. Soften your forehead. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more. And lower down. Good. Stretch your legs out long. Reach your arms overhead. Arch your back just a little if it feels good. All right. Roll to a side. Come all the way up to seated. Swing your legs out of the way. Plant hands and step back to a downward facing dog. You could always be in tabletop instead of down dog. Breath in and out. Good. Shift forward, drop your knees, coming into tabletop, and lower down to your forearms. So your elbows are going to be right underneath your shoulders. Palms are face down on the mat. And double check that your elbows are as wide as your shoulders, so you don't want them any wider. You can stay right here, pushing the floor away, reaching the heart forward, Or tuck toes and lift your hips back into downward dog on your forearms. Nice, and you can stay there or begin to walk your toes slightly towards your elbows, bending your knees as you need to. Heart reaches forward towards the mat. Shoulders shrug away from ears. Push the floor away from you with your elbows, your forearms, and your palms. Remember, you can bend your knees. Remember, you can drop your knees to the ground. Think of those triceps going inward, the biceps rolling outward. Keep the head soft, the back of your neck long. Really lift your lower belly up and in. Good. Think of the inner thighs squeezing inward as the feet press outward. Widen your shoulder blades left to right for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees back down to the ground and sit up onto your shins. Draw your ankles together so your feet are truly parallel, and just sit for a moment catching your breath, stretching out the front of your ankles. All right, come back into that position, forearms down. Walk your knees back so they're stacked underneath your hips. And again, you can stay right there, or this time we'll walk the knees further back, lowering the hips slightly, coming into a modified forearm plank. Or you can add on further by flexing your feet, lifting your knees off the ground. Good, same thing as before, push the floor away from you. Broaden shoulders left to right. Feel your upper back engaging. Push the palms into the floor. Inner thighs squeeze together. It should feel like cat pose, rounding your back and your lower back, but cow pose in your chest. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down. Sit back onto your shins. If this is uncomfortable, you can always sit in child's pose or another shape. This is a nice way to stretch open the fronts of the ankles. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. How you feeling? Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, we're going to shift forward again. Forearms come back down to the ground. Again, start with the knees under the hips, option 1, or start to walk the knees back, option 2, or start to flex your feet and lift back up into that forearm plank. Now you can stay right here, or this time you can lift your right leg up, lifting the inner thigh, but still reach your heart forward. Keep pushing your right elbow down. Good. Breathe. If you lifted, we'll switch legs now. Drop the right, lift the left. Drop the left, drop both knees, and sit back up onto your shins. And take a wonderful breath in and out. Awesome. Plant your hands. Come back into downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Look forward, walk or hop, feet between hands. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to fold. Tuck your tailbone and slowly rise up to standing. When you arrive in standing, grab your hips and step your left leg way back behind you. Warrior 2, spin the back toes to turn sideways. Keep the front toes pointing forward. Good. Walk the front foot a little bit further away from you than you're used to, making a nice long warrior 2. And then lift up your front heel. Make sure you're equally pushing onto both sides of the ball of your front foot. Arms can stay at hips or reach out to a T-like shape. Nice, really lift up your front heel. Breathing deep. Push the floor away from you with both feet. Keep the deep bend in your front knee. Lift up through the front of your pelvis as you drop low through your tailbone. Lifting tall through the roof of your mouth. Good. Slowly drop your front heel down and straighten your front leg. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Turn to goddess pose. Both toes out, both heels in, bending your elbows. Keep the chest lifted. Awesome. Sink your tailbone down and push your knees open left to right. Like we did in chair pose, imagine like you're trying to straighten your legs, but you resist yourself. Feel those triangle points, the corners of your feet pushing down. Toes stay soft. Good. 2 more breaths. Sink a little bit lower. 1 more breath. Drop your left forearm to your left thigh. Don't actually put weight on it, but it's there. Then reach your right arm up and over. Now push your right knee more open towards the right and sink your hips just a little bit lower. Breathe in and out. Inhale, return back up to center and up and over to the other side. Drop your right forearm down. Push your left knee open. Drop the tailbone. Lengthen through your spine. You're still weightless in the right arm. Good. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Soften your face. Breathe out. Inhale, return back up to center. Straighten both legs. Look forward. Step to the front of your mat. Hands come to your hips. Step your right leg way back behind you and turn to warrior two on the other side. Check that your front foot is turned sideways. Your back foot is turned sideways. Front leg points forward. From here, lift the front heel. Good. Bend deep into your front knee, and then really lift the front of your pelvis up as you drop your tailbone down. Arms open to a T-like shape. Push the pinky toe edge, the outer edge of your back foot down. Keep lifting that front heel up, stretching your knees into opposite directions, getting longer front to back. Should be building a lot of heat in all of this. One more breath. Gently drop your front heel down, straighten your leg, reach arms up, breathe in. Exhale, drop back to warrior two. And turn to goddess pose. Toes out, heels in, arms spread wide. Make sure your knees are over your ankles and knees point over those middle toes. So if you need to adjust your feet, go ahead and do that. Arms come up. Good. This time we're going to reach our arms high to the sky, but drop the shoulder blades down. Sink deep into the tailbone as you reach tall through the crown of your head. Soften your breath. Strengthen your legs, but see if you can soften some other areas that don't need to be holding tension. Good. One more breath. Straighten both legs. Look to the front of your mat. Big step forward. Whew. Mountain pose. Hands forward. Shoulders drop down. Notice how your body feels. Inhale, hands go high to the sky. Exhale, flat back and fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to tabletop position. Take 3 cats and cows. Inhale, lifting heart and tailbone. Exhale, rounding. Inhale's lifting, fingers spread wide. Exhale, rounding. And after your last one, come back to a neutral table and lie down onto your belly. Stretch your legs back behind you. Good, making sure that your pinky toenail is on the floor just as much as your big toenail. And walk your legs close together. If this causes discomfort in your lower back, go ahead and keep them apart. It's just a sign your lower back is a little tight. Awesome. And then make a pillow out of your hands and rest your forehead on that pillow. Keep the shoulders soft. Keep the head down. And lift your right leg up. Now, nothing should change in your lower back as you do this, because I want you to lift your leg with the strength of your leg. If you notice that when you lift your right leg, your lower belly tends to really push into the floor, then don't lift your right leg quite so high. Get longer through your right leg like someone's pulling your ankle away from you. Re-soften your shoulders. And I want you to feel all of this in your right butt cheek and the back of your right thigh. You should feel nothing in your lower back. Think of pushing your tailbone down towards the ground and lifting your belly away from the floor. Good. Keep breathing. And release the right leg down. Good. It should feel a lot longer than the other leg. Let's do the other side now. Lift the left leg up. Press the tailbone down. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen the back of your leg as long as you can get it. Engage the left butt cheek and the back of the left thigh. Keep breathing. Lift the belly away from the ground and actively really push the tailbone down into the floor. Feel your tailbone and the roof of your mouth moving away from each other, getting longer through your spine. Good. Take one more breath. And release the left leg down. Now I want you to feel that same action in the back of your legs, only as you lift up both legs like a snake tail. So walk your legs together, squeeze inner thighs in, and in one piece, lift up your legs. They're only going to lift like an inch or two. You're pushing your tailbone into the floor. We're looking to strengthen the back of your legs, not to strengthen your lower back. Drop your shoulders. Lengthen through your inner ankles. You should feel this in your butt and the back of your thighs only. Keep lifting belly away from the floor. Push your pubic bone down into the mat. Soften shoulders. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release those legs. Nice. And then stay and repeat that or add on by taking your hands and interlacing them at the back of your head. Make sure it's your head, not your neck. Elbows go wide, left to right. Legs squeeze together. Then inhale, look forward, lift your head, lift your arms, bend your knees. Take your knees wide, keep your big toes together, and lift your legs. Lift your legs with the same muscles you just used, so feel the butt cheeks and the back of your thighs. Keep pressing your tailbone down into the ground and lifting your belly away from the floor. Drop your shoulders. Lengthen the back of your neck, so you might be looking down. And really widen your elbows left to right. 3 more breaths. Make them deep. 2. And 1. Release everything down. Let your legs extend and your arms be by sides. Turn your head to look to the right. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Bring your forehead to gaze down. Bring your arms along your sides. We're going to do palms face up so your fingernails are on the floor. And keep your fingernails on the floor the entire time. Inhale, look forward, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your shoulders. Option, you can keep the legs down or lift them up. If they're up and you feel any lower back discomfort, you can always widen your legs as well. Push the fingernails down and reach the chest and the knees in two opposite directions. Lengthen the back of your neck. You're welcome to stay here or float the hands up as if someone's pulling your wrists back towards your feet. You can stay here or reach the arms forward like someone's pulling your wrists away from your legs. Good. Keep breathing. Choose what feels best to your body. Heart open, pushing it forward through the shoulders. Really drop the shoulder heads down. Good. One more breath. And exhale to release. You should feel your whole back warmed up. Turn your head to look left. Bring your right cheek, right ear to the floor. You're welcome to repeat what you just did, or if you'd like, gazing down, you can bend both knees, grab both feet. But I don't want you to go to flexibility here. I want you to really think of where you are recruiting from, what muscles you are using. So start with the inner thighs together. Start by pushing the tailbone down, lifting the belly away from the floor to start. And then inhale, kick the legs back and lift your chest. Don't go to your highest. Instead, think of trying to lift the heart more than the legs. Stretch the knees back as the heart reaches forward. And feel yourself lifting your legs with the back of the legs versus with your lower back. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And exhale, release. Press back to a child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Arms can stretch forward or stretch back by your feet. One more breath in and out. Rise up to tabletop position. Step your right foot by your right thumb. Good. Come up to a low lunge. Hands will come to your front thigh and push into the thigh to move your belly away from the front leg. Good. Giving a little stretch to the left thigh. Awesome. Sink forward again. Bring your hands to the ground and shift back into half split. So your hips are going to be above your left knee and your right leg is extending forward. Rise up onto fingertips. And now without moving your right leg, feel like you're trying to drag that right heel backwards towards you. This is option 1. Option 2, keep that motion, but lift up the right leg for 5, 4, draw the belly back. 3, reach the heart forward. 2, and 1, drop it down. Good. Step onto it, standing splits. Lift the back leg high to the sky. Kick down through that leg you're standing on. Lift the other leg high to the sky. Slowly step back and return to that low lunge. Back knee drops down. Shift back to half splits. And again, you can keep the heel down, thinking of it getting lighter, or lift it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, step forward, standing splits, back leg lifts up high. Drop the left leg down again, drop the back knee. Last time, shift back into half splits. Stay or play, lifting that left leg up, right leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, step forward. Last time for standing splits. Good. Step the left leg way back, drop the left knee, and step the right foot back to meet it, coming into a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide, spread your palms wide, reach your heart forward, flex your feet, and lift your knees off of the ground a couple inches. Good. Hold here. Heart reaching forward, back of the neck long, shoulder blades spreading left to right, equally pressing thumbs and pinky fingers down. Triceps rolling inward. Get longer, longer, longer in your spine. One more breath. And drop your knees. Step your left foot forward by your left thumb, coming into a low lunge. Reach your hands up and bring them to your left thigh. Push the front thigh away from you. Move your belly back. Good. Back toes can stay flexed under. I'm just looking to stretch open that right thigh, a little bit into the left hip. Deep breath. Good. Hands come down. Shift back to half splits. Hips above your back knee. Front leg flexes. And again, option one is just pushing that front heel down and thinking of dragging it backwards. And you can add on, only if you want, by lifting the left leg up completely, hovering the heel off the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, bend the front knee, standing splits, launch off. Good. The hips are looking to stay level here, so make sure that right hip isn't going up high to the sky. You're keeping the right hip dropped low. Slowly step back with the right leg, drop the back knee, rise up with your heart, and then shift back to half splits. Good. Option one, just the heel down. Option two, hover the heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heel, shift forward, standing splits. Drop the right leg last time. Shift back, half splits. Stay, heart forward, or lift the heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, standing splits. Good. Step back, right knee down, draw the left leg in to meet it, tabletop. Last time, we're going to do that hovering table. Spread the fingers wide, palms go wider, and reach the heart forward. Roll the elbows in like they're trying to point towards your knees. Flex your feet and lift and hover the knees. Good. Trying to stack knees right underneath hips, pushing the floor away from you. Feel your upper back muscles. Push the base of your knuckles down into the floor. Breathe deep. Good. Equal weight between both hands. Slow, even breath. One more. Drop your knees. Press back to a child's pose. Breathe in and out. Then shift forward and find downward facing dog. Hips go high to the sky. Feel your arms and legs like two sides of a tent. The arms pushing down and away, the legs pushing down and back. Shoulders move away from ears. Good. Slowly shift forward. Drop your knees down to the ground. Right, fingers are going to point forward. You're going to walk your knees back, coming into a modified plank, letting the hips melt down. Reach the chest forward. Point the elbows towards your belly, but keep them wide. Shoulders going left to right. Nice. Feel the lower belly drawing up and in, back of the neck long. You can stay right here holding this plank, or if you'd like, shift forward. Bend your elbows. The shoulders do not go lower than the elbows. And then press back up top of a push-up. We're going to do that a few more times. You can go fast or slow, but I want you to do this with great alignment. Make sure as you lower that your shoulders aren't rolling in, right? See how this is happening? You really want the chest forward, so as you lower, you can still reach your heart forward. Good. Keep going. If this is easy for you to maintain good alignment, you're welcome to lift your knees off the ground. Take two more. And release back to seated on your shins again. Breathe in and out. One more. Good. Bring your hands forward again. Come back into a tabletop position. I'll turn to face you so you can see just a little bit better. You're going to take the hands wide and turn the fingers to point outward. You're going to keep your knees down. You can walk them back if you need more challenge. Go like this so you can see a bit better. Bend your left elbow. Shift the weight to your left. Point your left elbow kind of towards your back knee. Then return back to center. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Good, just keep going back and forth. If you need more work, walk your knees further away from you. And you can even do this in a complete plank position versus a tabletop position. As one arm straightens, the other bends and takes the weight. Fingers are turned out. You're keeping the chest reaching forward, the back of the neck long, the belly lifting up and in. Be really precise and slow with your motions so you know exactly where you're feeling it and what muscles you're recruiting from. It should feel the same left to right. Good. Take one more each side. Finishing on that right side. And then walk your hands back into a tabletop position. Good. Sit back, lift your hands, and take some circles with the wrists. Kind of like you're scooping out shaving cream and smooshing it on someone's face. Nice slow circles. Good. Then shift forward, lay down on your belly. Set your right arm up like a goalpost on your right. Bring your right cheek to the floor. And roll over onto the right side of your body. keeping your head down and keeping your right arm down. The left knee can be bent in front of your chest to give a little bit more support, or you can kick the left leg up and back behind you, looking to feel a stretch in your right chest. Slowly roll back to your belly and just switch sides. Bring the left arm out, left cheek to the mat, and roll over onto your left side. Again, you can keep the right knee bent in front of you, or you can kick it up and back behind you. The right hand does stay on the floor. You're kind of pushing into it, pushing that right hand down and away from you to help you twist and roll open. Take one more big breath. And roll back onto your back. Bring your hands by your shoulders, press up to tabletop position, and again, take a couple of cats and cows. If you want these cats and cows to be a little bit more unique, feel free to add hip rolls and head rolls in. Your lower back might like that. And push your hands back towards your knees. And you're going to come into a yogi squat. So come there any way you need to. Tailbone sinking low, heart lifting high, shoulders drop down. And this in itself can be a strength pose to try and keep yourself sitting like this. So I encourage you to use your hands if you need to, but really work on really dropping the heels, lifting the heart, and pushing your knees open left to right. This pose is definitely not easy for everyone, and that could have nothing to do with flexibility. It could have everything to do with the shape of your bones and how your leg bone meets your pelvis bone and the way that it can rotate or not based on its bony shape. So if you can't do it right now, say okay. Awesome. Straighten your legs and hang over into a forward fold again. Heel toe the feet slightly together so they're hip distance apart, and clasp opposite elbows. Let your torso just hang over. Keep the legs active. Pushing the floor away through the bottoms of your feet. It's okay if you need to micro bend the knees. Take one more breath. Then release your hands to the ground. Come to a seated position. You'll bring the bottoms of your feet together and let your knees point out to the sides, left to right. Hands are going to grab on to shins or to feet. Inhale to lift your chest. Then exhale, slowly begin to fold forward, keeping the heart reaching past the toes. It's okay if your head wants to bow, but keep the heart reaching forward. Actively push your feet together So the bottoms of your feet, particularly the pinky toe side, are smushing in towards one another, pushing together strongly. Shoulders drop away from ears. You can use your elbows on your inner thighs to kind of help open up just a little bit. Another big breath. Inhale, look forward. Slowly sit all the way up. Good, you're going to swing your legs out of the way and roll down to your back. Once you arrive onto your back, take any last thing you need. Maybe it's a happy baby, maybe you need an inversion. If you can't think of anything, I recommend a spinal twist, scooching your hips to the left, extending your right leg out, and then bending the left knee across your body, but keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. You can also bend your right knee to stack underneath your left. Give yourself like another minute. So if you're doing the twist, you'll want to switch sides now. If you're doing something else, think about coming out of it or taking a counter pose. Find your way into Shavasana. Whatever that looks like for you today, that could be laying flat. It could be legs extended up a wall. Or it could be another position that best suits you. Find your way into what's calling to you. Bring your hands either by your sides or at your heart. Let go of breath control. And settle into stillness. Slowly begin to reawaken your body. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Give yourself the next 5 or so breaths to roll to a side and to slowly find your way to seated. When you find your way to seated, your hands can fall into your lap or meet at your heart. Together, we'll take a giant breath in and sigh it out. Thanks so much for sharing your practice today. Let me know if you're here, leave a comment, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you soon.